Hello, everybody. So this kind of awkward place to shoot a video today, but here I am bundled up in my brand new sleeping bag. Nice. And man, I spent a little extra on it. I probably could have waited till next paycheck, but it was really good that I got it tonight because I refilled my diesel heater in a new way that didn't spill as bad. However, that ran out in the middle of the night, so it got extremely cold in here because it's extremely cold outside. Not extremely cold, I guess. That's all relative, but probably in the 40s, and so it's in the 40s in here, and that is absurdly cold for sleeping. So tucked in here inside the covers, though, nice and warm, toasty. So I got a good deal on a 20 below. Um, where I am at a Walmart in Davenport, Iowa, there was a Dick's and a Field and Stream in the same plaza, and they both carry sleeping bags. But it seemed like the best deal I could get on the coldest temperature was a $46 one at Walmart. They had a $39 one that was a 30 Fahrenheit, and I'm not sure what kind of difference that would really make. But I wanted the coldest rating possible just to guard against those nights that are coming, and perhaps days that are coming up in January and February and December and all that stuff. So that's that. Morning time here. Time to get up and do something, but I don't want to crawl out of this thing because it's still so cold. But what we're gonna do is go now. We need to find some kind of better container for diesel fuel. Now, I know you're saying to just go buy a diesel container, but there's really no good place in my van to keep a diesel container, especially the ones that they sell for actual diesel are pretty large. I could get a gasoline one, but there's still no good place to kind of tuck it off to the side there. So what I might do instead, and this is a little bit unconventional and maybe not the best medicine, but get a container that can fit into those uh, shelves on the side there. And what I was thinking, last night I filled up 2 glass jars full of diesel fuel, which held about 77 cents of diesel fuel. So it got my tank about a quarter or about a third full, and a third full didn't last all night. So that doesn't work. But an idea I had was to go get one of those juice containers, like some Tropicana or something, might fit nicely in one of those shelves, yet hold a decent amount of fuel, especially if I get 2 of them. The trouble is then I pretty much got to dump the Tropicana out because I don't like to drink sugary drinks, and those drinks are loaded with sugar. But I thought I might dilute them and still, have them with some water diluted. Might not be too bad. However, that's days of using them where I don't get to fill up my tank today. So I'm debating whether I want to do that. However, I could probably get 2 things of Tropicana for the price of one $7 gas can and get some juice to boot, right? So, I mean, a load of sugar really, but that might be a little better. Then you got a sealable top, so they're not fumy. Where some of these gas cans can kind of sit there and have an odor to them. So, um, and I haven't gotten one yet that doesn't, even no matter how they rig that spout, that doesn't get all drippy and crappy. So we're thinking about that. Um, I don't know what uploaded. I made some videos since my last trip to Texas, and we made it back to Canada. And I'm not sure. I made some complaining videos, and I never specifically pressed upload on them, but they might upload automatically. So I don't know what's uploaded or what you guys know about the making of this video, but we're here in Davenport, Iowa. We delivered. It was a 600-mile trip that should net me about $200, so that's not bad for about half a day of work, which is keeping a van going down the highway. Um, Before you think, oh, it's just driving, it's not work, but driving is work, no matter what way you slice it. Especially when you're driving through the night and you start getting tired at the end, and you start trying to marathon and last 40 minutes when you really feel like you're going down for the count, and then you get to the shippers, get everything done in the morning, and then you can't sleep. But anyways, that's all come and gone, and we've had a day to rest, to recharge, clean and organize the van, so get everything the way we like it. So that's really good. Um, after my after I dropped off at the shipper, I was able to find a park, which was super nice because I didn't get bothered. No one showed up there. I was able to use the restroom that was there, that was reasonably clean, and without being bothered, without having to be in a place where everybody shows up in the stall next to you making those weird noises. And good lord, I hate all that. Um, so that worked out pretty good, and now it's just waiting for a load. So now the worry kind of creeps in as I thought maybe we'd just get hustled out onto a load yesterday and just hustle, which is stressful because you probably on one a side of you wants some time to relax, but you don't want to relax too long and sit there because then you start eating up your money and you're not making any money. So and the week is drawing to a close, and I got to get some loads in here so I can make some driving. Uh, so I can get some runs in here. So what the deal is there is we're waiting today now. We're in Davenport, Iowa. We haven't moved too much, which was good. Like I said, we sat at the park, and then we just scooted 8 to 9 miles over to a Walmart, and we've been sitting here ever since. Went to Walmart, got this sleeping bag, splurged on a couple things, but I really wanted I got a trim kit at home, but it's getting kind of old, and my beard is getting kind of thick, and there's no telling how soon we're gonna be back at home. So I went to see if they had, for something around $10, and for 12, $13, I was able to grab a kit that'll knock this down a bit. So that'll be good. Keep it trimmed up. I've got a shaver for the regular stubble and stuff, but I want to get this. It was getting a little bit rough looking. So that'll be that. And what else did I get? I didn't get food. I got food, which was nice. And a funnel. I got a nice funnel for my and it worked out great from the jars. I was able to the jars worked out actually kind of good, but they're just too small. I used 2 jars, and I don't want to have to carry 3 jars into the van, so I want a larger container. But the funnel was great. Where they actually had funnels, the 99-cent one wasn't going to be good enough. It had a really thin top and a long input tube, which just would have been awkward and clumsy. And then I found one for coolant in the where they kept the coolant, radiator coolant. That was what I needed, a wider area to pour into, and then a short, stubby, wide exiting funnel, so the liquid just goes right in, and it's just good. And it worked out great. Nothing spilled in the van, so really well played there. So all I gotta do is now get a larger container I can pour some diesel fuel into. Not necessarily legal to put, to go and pump into a. But if you're quick with your van, especially while you're fueling up, no one's the wiser. You just quick get it in there, throw it in the van, and if it shows any signs of deteriorating, you throw it away and get another one. So far so good. I'm down with this idea of going to try to walk into Walmart and get a Tropicana, whatever orange juice kind of container, something that looks like it'll fit in my shelves. And so we're in good spirits, everything going good, nothing to complain about. I'm ready to rock, get out of here and make more money. Um, the whole scope of the jobs just seemed good. I was pretty glad today that I didn't have to get up in the ice cold and go and show up on a construction site. good news there is you start getting exercise and you're moving around, which is healthy. But the bad news is, I mean, you gotta get in your car, start it up, go to some site, deal with all the unknowns, and start going to get things out of the truck and get ordered around. And what are we gonna do? Is it gonna be dusty, and are we gonna have to, all kinds of stuff. So dusty meaning, work with rip out insulation and asbestos and just do things that I didn't care to do and get ordered around in ways I didn't care to be ordered around. So um, we're glad for this to where I got to wait for the next job and get on it and do it and hustle it. So there's daylight outside finally. We're going to open up that curtain right there and get some solar heating in the van. Go sit up front and get some food in my belly, which I got some good healthy stuff, healthy eating. We finally were able to skip out of. There's a Chick-fil-A in town, although we were tempted to go there. You're really tempted to eat $8-9 crap meals on this job. I'm telling you. And you know what happens? You start eating one, and it's got all that hook craving flavor, salt, fat, sugar, and whatever chemicals they can put in there to get you craving it. And man, I tell you, it really hooks you, and all you want is more and more and more. So what we do got is avocados. We got some pico de gallo. We got some, if that's how you pronounce it right, whatever it is, like stuff that looks like salsa. I could put that in a dish with beans, spice it up. That'll be good. We ate that yesterday. It was okay. I got a little bit of cashews left. I got some broccoli raw. You know what I really love? They got these bags of raw broccoli and cauliflower. That's the best because really raw vegetables are the way to go. And I got some little grape tomatoes, so pop those in my mouth with some I put them with some hot sauce, good hot sauce like I showed you the other day in a video, and it's really really good. We got to get over to a Whole Foods or a Wegmans. We're not going to find a Wegmans, which is an East Coast grocery chain that's in the city I grew up in Rochester, New York, was the originator or where they started. And now they're on the East Coast. You can find them, but not around here. So the closest thing is going to be a Whole Foods for some I guess really good hot sauces, not your average like Tabasco sauce and lathered up barbecue shit from that you find at Davenport Wegmans. I mean Davenport Walmart here. It's funny. At first I couldn't find the not real cheese, the fake vegan cheese, which I don't really totally care for, but I've been kind of craving lately, so that knocks back some of the cravings with something that's still processed, so I'm not too happy about it. And it has coconut oil in it. I'm not a big fan of consuming coconut oil, but it's still not as bad as dairy and cheese. So the which is in itself not like extremely unhealthy to eat in moderation, but still I try to avoid it. But I couldn't find it at first. They did have it right where it was supposed to be in the produce section, but I think the produce guy was like, oh, I never heard of it, and he was like standing 50 feet from it. That was kind of dumb. But after I couldn't find it, I was thinking, this is Davenport, Iowa. This is like the home of farming and the farm industry. It's like vegan. You're a vegan. Get the hell out of here with your vegan. Like that's what I felt like it might be around here. I think that's a little bit being just a little bit stereotyping it, and I shouldn't be like that. I'm sure it's the same mix of people here that you find anywhere in the United States. But it is the heartland, and it is the home of farming. And if anywhere in the United States, we're getting toward the middle of the place of the continental U.S. So, that's my story today. I'll leave you guys with that. we got to get up. It's freezing effing cold. I do not want to get up out of this van, but we're going on 8:30 in the morning, and we could go to what could we do today if we don't get a load? Which I think we will, and of course I hope we will. But in case we don't, we could get a we could go to Planet Fitness. I could spend a couple hours there, which would be really good. Do need to get some exercise in. Um, but I'm feeling lazy and I just don't want to go. So I don't know. I want to practice my guitar and upload a guitar video to my guitar channel because I don't have my equipment that I use for my guitar channel here, but I think I could upload one of these kind of videos and still make some sense of it because I thought of some cool stuff. I wrote some notes down. I got some of I used you wouldn't understand. You're not if you're not a guitar player, and that's you may not be on this channel. So but I got some content I might upload to that channel. That could be an hour or 2 hours, and then I'd even like to go to a library. I'm debating going to a library. See if I and then the third thing would be just checking out some sites. There's the there's a couple cool looking parks nearby. There's the edge of the Mississippi River. Um and but all of that involves driving around in the van, and that instantly starts costing you money. And if I'm going to sit for any extended amount of time, spending extra money may not be what I want to do right now. So it's to my best advantage to just stay put right where I am. But that's kind of boring. There's only so many times I can walk into that Walmart. So, and then, if we want to limit it to maybe 1 or 2 trips. So maybe, 4 miles across town to a Planet Fitness is within reason. Then from there, maybe another 4 or 5 miles to a library is within reason. Stepping out to see a park, and it's kind of cold out, so maybe that's not what we'll do today. But it is kind of a shame to be in some of these places and not really get to see what they're all about, especially if you got some time to be there. So we're gonna debate that. I'll give you an update if we go and do that. So thanks for watching me in my cold, sleepy bed state here, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy your healthy van expediting, or yeah, see you soon.